Now, sports with Garrett Brown.
Well, the teams in this year's JUCO World Series tournament field are beginning to make it out to Grand Junction. One of those teams was the last team standing at the end of last year's tournament, the Blinn Buccaneers. The Bucs are back in Grand Junction again, looking to defend their 2024 title after storming through the bracket just a year ago. But the Blinn team, hailing from Brenham, Texas, that's out in Grand Junction this year is vastly different than last season. With a largely new roster, but the man at the helm for the Bucs is still the same. Coach Dusty Hart, who helped deliver the Bucs their first JUCO World Series title in program history, and now is coming into the 2025 tournament with championship pedigree and a Texas-sized target on their back.
JUCO All Access, sponsored by Ambassador Blinds and Shutter.
Well, it's definitely more satisfying because, having that big target on your back from day one, being the defending national champion, we took a lot of everybody's best shot to keep us from getting here. Even the first game of the year, it was like teams were pretty excited to play us. A couple teams dogpiled on us early in the season, and we're sitting there kind of going, "Man, this is game 4," But it was well worth it because our guys needed to figure out what it took to get here, and I don't know that we would have got here if we didn't have to go through those trials and tribulations.
But some key contributors to that Bucs championship are back in 2025 with an understanding of what it takes to be the ones hoisting the trophy when things are all said and done.
It's obviously a little bit more calm. We're not kind of as nervous as we were, and we can, kind of help these guys that are, first-timers who, they're a little nervous, like they haven't played in front of this big of a crowd, or, it's kind of like a big league type of schedule. We have, no school, we're baseball all day with the team. So, for me, it's not really like I'm nervous, but I'm ready to play, but I'm not really nervous. And I know some of these guys, we got a lot of freshmen on this team, they're going to be a little nervous, and kind of helping them to kind of slow the game down and do what they need to do.
Yeah, exactly. We know what to expect coming here, and, we both have experience of how it is here, how the crowd is, how electric it gets at night here. So, it is really cool to be able to tell these guys what to expect in that.
Now to another team that's returning that also made the trip up from Texas, the McLennan Highlanders, who are looking for a different outcome than last year, where the Highlanders bowed out of the tournament in the second day. The Highlanders are not that far removed, though, from hoisting their own JUCO World Series title back in 2021. But the Bosque boys find themselves back in Grand Junction with a roster that now carries a lot of JUCO tournament experience, looking to change the tide of recent history.
I was just telling them it's going to be a very fun environment and a cool experience, but we really have to just kind of narrow things down and our focus, just try to get that out of the way.
Yeah, I think it was more about just telling guys how much it meant to us and how much it honestly hurt that passion and the hunger, and then honestly just getting up here and just being able to showcase what McLennan baseball is all about. So.
Be sure to check back in right here all tournament long for JUCO Live, bringing you all the action from the JUCO World Series. But for now, they'll do it for your look at sports, and we'll be right back.